Yeah. Face young record, not young
Have a
rap.
cell phone. You don't.
I am live right now. Let's see, son. Yeah, I am live, man. Any comment? I see nobody. I'm gonna get to it. Making the beat, making the song. Already made the beat. That's what the whip. So another song right there. Going up in going up Holly housing. Chill. Hold on. Gotta get that lick together. See how I'm looking. Motherfucker lagging like a mama on Instagram, shawty. I don't even know why. Hold on. I got two different recordings on. Screaming. I paused it. I got mine at the end of the joint on Instagram. Say no more then. Shit. Growing up in public housing, I was getting off them facts about that. Growing up in public housing, I was getting facts about that. Growing up in public housing, I was getting up packs off about 1,000. Growing up in public housing, I was getting up packs off about 1,000. Okay, say no more then. I got to get back. I had to get in tune. Gotta get in tune. Gotta get in tune quickly. Growing up in public housing, I was getting off them packs about 1,000. All right, say no more then. Let's see how that sound. Say no more then. Straight up from after that. Wherever I needed to take me a piss, I'll pull out my dick and I was pulling my little dick. Wherever I needed to take me a piss, I had to put my little dick out my trousers. I gotta catch that. To catch that bar. Chill. Wherever I needed to take me a piss, I would put my little dick out my trousers. Straight like that. I think I said that right, but I'm gonna delete that and do it one more time. I'm gonna delete that and do it again. Chill. Wherever I needed to take me a piss, I will put my little dick out my trousers. I think that sound about right. Hold on, let's see what that be like. Uh-oh. 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 Even though they through just they just ourselves, even though they just threw out the dirty ass furniture, we would still flip on the mattress. You know they just flipped out the dirty ass furniture on the mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still will flip off the mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still will flip off the mattress. Even though they just flipped out that dirty ass furniture, we still will flip off the mattress. When we just flip out their dirty ass furniture, we still will flip off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still will flip off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw off that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Say no more then. Hold on. Let me delete that. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna have to redo that. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Hold on. I'm gonna delete that. I had to redo that. You know what I'm talking about? Literally. Come on, man. I don't need that. What the fuck? Chill, chill. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Hold on. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna stop that and I'm gonna do that joint again. I'm gonna start that motherfucker about right there. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that piss ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Even though they just threw out that piss, but we still did flips off their mattress. Let's see some. Let's see what it sound like. I think I said that a little bit too face ass. Even though they just threw out that dirty ass furniture, we still did flips off their mattress. Come on, man. I'm gonna snap that. Damn, what the fuck? Bitch. That's the shit I'm talking about, man. And this shit won't let a motherfucker delete. Say no more then. Still did flips out their mattress. The filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. That filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. That filthy SP just did him a flip right on the side of housing. I think, damn, I wish I would have what's the name of that motherfucker. Did this shit the other day, right? That filthy SP just took him a shit right on the side of housing. Never know, never know. If I had to. And that filthy SP had just took him a shit right on the side of housing. Growing up in public housing, I was getting off them packs by the thousand. Wherever I needed to take me a piss, I put on the dick on my trouser. And that filthy SP had just took him a shit right on the side of housing. And that filthy SP just took him a shit right on the side of housing. Damn, do not do that. And that filthy SP just took him a shit right on the side of housing. Where that filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Where that filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Get them words together. Where that filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Where that filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Where that filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy. Well, that little filthy. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit. Well, filthy SP had took him a shit right on the side of housing. goodness. My uncle used to ride me on the My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I grew up with a kickstand. My uncle used to ride my uncle. My uncle used to ride me on the handle. My uncle used to have me. My uncle used to ride me on the handle. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I still grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I grew up on the kickstand. I can't. What the hell? While the homie the brother sitting on my bike and riding it through public housing. My homie little brother had stolen my bike, he had riding it through public housing. My homie little brother had stolen my bike, he had grew up in public housing. My homie little brother stolen my bike and he was riding public housing. My homie little brother had stolen my bike, he had grew up in public housing. My homie little brother stole my bike, he rode it through housing. My homie little brother stole him my bike and he was riding public housing. My homie little brother stole him a bike and what the fucking A? What the fuck? My homie little brother stole him a my homie my homie little brother had stolen my bike, he was riding it through public housing. My homie little brother had stolen my bike, he was riding it through public housing. My homie little brother had stolen my bike, he was riding it through public housing. Used to ride me on a handlebar, but I grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on a handlebar, but I grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. Face ass. Sheesh. Trying to get it together. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. And my uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. Let's see, let's see. And my uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. Gotta get that ball right. It's inaccurate. And my uncle had used to ride me on the handlebars, but I stand. My uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. And my uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. And my uncle used to ride me on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. Bar the bar. Hold on. Let's see how them trains sound. We go like a house. I was running them flex about 1,000. About you to take me a shit. I was pulling my dick out my trouser. They threw out the dirty ass mattress. Still with their flips on their mattress. Yeah, go do the shit right on the side of the house. Hey, but I just told him a bike he was riding through public house. Only I mean on the handlebars, but I kind of grew up on a kickstand. Whew, my goodness. But I kind of grew up on a kickstand. My mom used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed some. My mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. What the fuck? My mama sent my little ass to the store and needed a bread pan. My mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. Okay. I think I'm catching up. That flow, that flow, that flow, that flow. Ole, okay. Face. My mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. And my mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. My mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. And my mama used to send my little ass, she always needed a bread pan. Delete. I gotta redo it. Damn. That motherfucker got damn. Hold on. Delete. Hold on. If any comments come through, leave at. I don't know what I'm talking about. Leave at. Just leave at. I don't want to hear now. I want to see now. The leave at. And my mama used to send my little ass to the store because she always needed a bread pan. Whoa. Hold on. That's where I get a little. That's where I get a little semi sophistical. I know that's the store because we always needed a bread pan. Hold on. What is all?
You recording?
What I say, shorty girl? What I say? I'll walk your ass through here, man.
Hello.
Hold on. Let me pause this.
It's Bell 305.
What this all? Bottle of water, 2 bags of chip, 1 donut, and a peanut out of the sneaker.
Huh?
Silly man. And a caramel out of the sneaker.
Say it again.
I was getting up them past about 1,000. Whoever I needed to take me a piss, I
I know
put
you
my
have to
dick
worry
up
about
my
that stand out there.
trousers.
That's for
I gotta do that bar over, low
my
key.
doorbell is 305.
I gotta do that bar.
You ain't got to worry about that stand. That's for
Wherever I needed
I said
to take me a
that's
piss, I would
for
put
in the
my
morning time. You ain't got
I
to worry
had put
about
my
that
little
right
dick
now.
on my trousers.
But my bill is 305.
Come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that. What you doing? Move around, shit, girl. Told you about that shit.
Yeah, you don't love. You don't have to worry about that. My bill is 305. To get through two door double doors.
Well, I needed to take me a piss. I had pulled on my trousers. Fuck, I look like. See what I'm saying? I had to redo that bar over. Well, I needed to take me a piss. I had pulled my little dick on my trousers. Say no more then. Say no more then. Say no more then. Fuck you mean. Fuck you mean. Said last boy. And my buddy, he with this bitch. Me, I watch this shit. Know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. Shit. As I'm coming on this motherfucker. Straight like that. I gotta redo that bar. I gotta write it down. Hold on. I gotta write that joint down.
There you go.
He whooped his bitch. And me, I watched this shit. And my buddy, yeah, he whooped his bitch. Yeah, he whooped the bitch. He whooped that bitch. And my buddy, he whooped his bitch. Hold on. I gotta re-listen to that bar. I'm calling the P, my guy. right on the side of the house. And that two public house. I kind of grew up on a kickstand. It's always needed a bread pan. Who this bitch and me? I wash the shit. We going. This is the shit. Woo! And me, I wash this shit. And just don't get in this shit with this bitch. And me, I wash the shit. Let me hold on. You got something to eat, man. You know what I'm talking about? Breakfast at the table. Brunch at the lunch at the table. 3 a.m. Ay. What the fuck is you talking about? Now you tweaking, now I'm tweaking. Shit I'm talking about, man. See, this is shit I'm talking about. Hold on. I don't think I gotta redo that bottle. Don't get in this shit. And my buddy, he with this bitch, and me, I watched this shit, and you know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. Hold on. He with this bitch, and me, I watched this shit. Yeah, you know how that shit be going. Yeah, I watched this shit. Let's don't get in that shit. Hold on. Shit. And my buddy, he with this bitch, and me, I watched this shit, and you know how that shit be going. Just don't get in this shit. Me and my buddy, he with this bitch, and me, I watched this shit, and you know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. And you know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in the shit. Okay, say no more then. Hold on. I gotta, I'm gonna do that over. I'm gonna do that over, shorty. That motherfucker sound like right though. But it gotta get done. Gotta get done. And my buddy, he with this bitch, and me, I watched this shit, and you know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. I think I stopped it too fast. Oh my. No, that's some tough shit right there. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you the bitch. She out there talking shit to the nigga. Woo out the band. Next thing you know, he done put bear claws on a bitch straight off the website. Woo! Why? Why? Man, what? Who the what? And how do I get that motherfucker goof ass snip off there, man? See, that's what I don't know. That shit right there. Now, why in the fuck? I gotta redo it. I gotta redo it. I gotta redo that joint, man. What the fuck, man? Damn. Fuck that. I fucked the bar. And my buddy, he with this bitch, and me, I watched the shit, and you know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in the shit. Straight like that. I gotta be a little silent night. Ah! No, I ain't gonna know what I'm talking about. This is one, know what I'm talking about? This one of the ones, man. Okay, okay, say no more then. I'm coming back in off that motherfucker. Loose sweat in his mouth. Yeah, he was a walking nigga. Well in his mouth. wait. Loose sweat in his mouth. It's freezing out in. He's freezing, walking in about. Loose sweat in his mouth. He ain't thinking about his. Loose sweat in his mouth. Get it in and out. Hold on. Loose sweat in his mouth. Shorty no as if a deuce on a. Shorty, shorty asking for deuce on the shorty's asking for deuce or a pool. Hold on, deuce squirt in his mouth. Shorty's be asking for deuce in the pool. For deuce or a pool. Deuce squirt in his mouth. Shorty's be asking for deuce or a pool. I think that's Abby. I did that Abby. Straight like that. Straight like that. Straight like that. I ain't gonna get too many bars, man. Too many bars, man. Loose sweat in his mouth. Shorties be asking for deuce or a pool. I need one more. I need one more out of that. Damn. Loose sweat in his mouth. Shorties be asking for deuce or a pool. With loose sweat in his mouth. Shorty be asking for. I got it. With loose sweat in his mouth. Shorties be asking for deuce or a pool. Okay. Let me see how that sound though. Let me see how that sound after I come out. After I come off of that lake right there. After I come off that lake right there. Right there. Hey. With loose sweat in his mouth, shorties be asking for deuce or a pool.
I said no.
Let me see how that. Let me see how that. Hold on. Shorties be asking for deuce or a pool. Shorties be asking for deuce in the pool. with loose sweat in his mouth. Shorties be asking for deuce in the pool. Shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? I should have said I'm debating. I'm debating on it. With loose sweat in his mouth. Shorties be asking for deuce in the pool. Hold on. Let's see how that rock. Shit. You know, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna delete that. Go back and redo that. With loose sweat in his mouth, shorties be asking for deuce or a pool. Yeah, I'm gonna re-listen to that. Cause yeah, I just don't get in this shit. I'm debating. I'm debating. You know what? I'm gonna keep the motherfucker, man. Just because. Just because. Why the hell did you get this wrong? They ain't even cooked the fry. It's off. You know.
You ain't eating your food, your fries and stuff when get cold.
Man, them fries cold as hell.
They won't just cold when I was eating.
Come on, man. What the hell? Is this one? Let's take a pour. Save me a shot off that pool. Hey, what's up, little bro? Save me a shot off that pool. Save me a shot off that pool. Save me a deuce off that pool. Hey, look, bro. Save me a deuce off that pool. Should I put that blah on that motherfucker? Hey, blah. Hey. Hold on. Hey, little bro. Save me a shot off that pool. Save me a deuce off that pool. Off that pool. Faces. Get your nasty ass on, man. Hey, little bro. Save me a deuce off that pool. Oh my. How's that sound? Hey, slow down, man. I work in the house. I work public housing, and I mean, I worked in public. I worked in. Hold on. Public housing. I worked in that joint with a housing. I work at a joint with a housing. Hold on, wait, hold on. That's how I'm coming off that mother. Straight in there, straight like that. That's how I come in, straight like that. That's how I'm coming. That's how I come in that motherfucker, straight like that. Lick. Come on, what the liquor is? I work public housing. It's nonstop. Damn, I gotta figure out some words for that. I gotta figure out some words for that. I gotta figure out some words for that. Should I go in the archive? I'm going to archive. You're hungry, motherfucker. What the fuck? You motherfucker, yeah. No salt on the fry. They be draining. Man, what the hell? Damn, that motherfucker. What the fuck? Or they be asking for deuce in the pool. You know, this boost off that pool. I was work public housing. I grew up. I grew another vowel. I stood up. A little where I grew up. I mean, I work public housing. Where I grew up. I work public housing. Where I stood up. Where I stood at. Um, mm, mm. Flips out the handlebar. They flips out the handlebars. They flips out the monkey bar. Where I stood at. Hold on. I work public housing. Where I grew up. I work public housing. Where I stood at. They flips off the monkey bar. They flip off the new bar. I let your boy low on the CEO. It was crack my hand. I held low. It was crack what was in my hand. What I held low. Hold on. I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna have to clip that. I don't like it, man. I had to delete that. I work public housing. Where I grew up. I work public housing. Where I stood at. I'm gonna think about that. I don't know. I don't know. Gotta hear it. I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna find that lick for it. I'm gonna find the right words for it. You know what I'm talking about? Just can't do it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just doing anything and in my way. I'm gonna find the right words for it. So I'm gonna go back there. Do Singapore in the public housing try. I had a roof up. They lie. And above it, they lie. Okay. Oh, you got a phone. They call. The housing. I grew up with public housing. It was probably a house where I grew up. It was probably a house where I stood at. I think I think that might, you know what I'm talking about? I think that might go. Let me see. It was probably a house where I grew up. It was probably a house where I stood at. No, I'm gonna see how that sound. I don't know. It was matching the phone as for. I matched me a tray with a five. Yeah, matched a little 10 with my five. I want to wait. Yeah, matched a little 10 with my five. We put the rope on the. Yeah, matched a little 10 with my five. Put the work on the. Wait, hold on. Put the smoke in the. We put the smoke in our lungs. Wait. Yeah, matched a little 10 with my five. We put the smoke in our lungs. Oh, wow, I had to go like that. How about that? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Whoa, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I might get finished with this one. Imagine a little 10 with my fire. Damn. We put this 10 with my fire. We put that smoke in our lungs. He put this 10 with my fire. We put the smoke in our lungs. He matched a little 10 with my fire. We put that smoke in our lungs. I put my little fire with his 10. We put that smoke in our lungs. Wait. Wait. I think so. I think I got groovy like that too. He put his 10 with his fire. Damn. He matched a little 10 with my fire. Like 5 greater than 10. How? He matched his 10 with my fire. He matched a little 10 with my fire. I gotta catch that bar. That's all I gotta do. Catch that bar. Try to catch that bar. Gotta catch that bar. On that bar. He matched a little 10 with. When I get it, I got it. And I get it, I got it. When I get it, I got it. And I ain't got it. And he matched a little 10 with my fire. Woo! And we put that smoke in our lungs. He matched a little 10 with our fire. He matched a little 10 with my fire. And we put that smoke in our lungs. My goodness. He matched a little 10 with my fire. And we put that smoke in our lungs. Damn. You know, I really need the next bar. So I'm kind of thinking, like, hold on. I need to find that next bar. Then I, you know what I'm talking about? Log in. Clink, clink. That poor. I gotta see what them bars say. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. Should be asking about dosing up, boy. Oh man. He matched his he matched with he matched with little Tim he matched with little Tim on my fire. And we put that smoke in our lung. He I was watching for 12 on the block. I had to take off and run. And I had to take off her and I had to take flight off and I had to take 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 I was watching the 12. I was watching the 12. I was watching the 12 like the block. I had to just take off and run. I was I was watching the 12 like the block. I had to just take off and run. I was watching the 12 on the block. I had to just take off and run. I was watching I was watching the 12 like the block. I was watching the 12 like the block. I was watching for Twister on the block. I had to just take off and run. I was watching. I was watching. I was watching. I was watching the twist out the block. I was watching the 12. The 12 slide the block. But I had to take off in the run. But I had to take off on the run. I was watching the twist out the block. I had to take off on the run. I had to take off on the run. He matched a little 10 with my 5. We put that smoke in our lung. I was watching the 12 on the block. I was watching the 12. I was watching the 12 slide. I was watching 12 slide at the block. I had to take off on the run. I was watching the twist at the block. I had to take off and run. I was watching the 12 slide the block. I had to take off and run. Let me see if that's about right. I was watching the 12 slide the block. I had to take off and run. Hold on. I'm gonna do that again. That one too spiffy. Spiffy. I was watching the 12 slide the block. I had to just take off and run. We'll see you smoking you on OMGs. God damn. Say no more then. Say no more then. What's brother? You know what I'm talking about? I'm, I'm gonna replay that joint. See what it be like. You know what I'm talking about? My trousers. On the side of housing. Do probably a housing. Put it up on a kickstand. I watch the shit, man. You know how that shit be going. Yeah, just don't get in this shit. No, do this. Let me do another pour. Like how? Must well, probably like how? While I stood at the smoking out lung. This block. I had to just take off and run. That's how it sound when I hit that bitch. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Woo! Straight like that, shorty. Straight like that. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I might go ahead and wop this joint now. Mm. Hold on. It was me, yo, and we was on the block. Shorty that, and he was on his block. Hold on. It was me, what's his name, and he on the block. It was me, what's his name, and little homie, he was on the block. It was me, what's his name, and little homie, little brother, we was on the block. It was me, what's his name, and little homie, little brother, we was on the block. I was catching a P after a P, but it was on the block. I was catching a P after a P. I was just. It was me, what's his name, and little brother, we was on the block. It was me, what's his name, and his little brother on the block. And his little brother on the block. Hold on, let me see. It was me, what's his name, and his little brother on the block. Hold on. It was me, what's his name, and his little brother on the block. Shorty had still got around the corner and went off in the pop. I gotta catch the thing. I gotta catch the lick. They gotta catch the lick right there. That might not be ain't gonna go like that then. Hold on, wait. What's going on? He was off of the leaf. He was walking in slow mo. He was off of the leaf. He was walking in slow mo. They banned the key. And they banned the key. He was off of the leaf. He was walking in slow mo. Off of the key. Wait, he was off of the leaf. I was off of the. Hold on. He was off of the leaf. He was off of the leaf. He was off of the leaf. It was in the kiki. Let's talk about that blah. 12? Damn, I can't catch them next bars, huh? He was off of the leaf. I was watching it. He was off of the leaf. I was looking at him. He was looking at him. I was off of the leaf. Hold on, man. Damn. I can't catch them next bar. I gotta get them bars, short. I gotta get them bars. He was off of the leaf. I was watching the screen. He was off of the leaf. I was watching the screen. He was off of the leaf. I was watching the sea after serving the pee. Wait, he was off of the leaf. He was off of the leaf. I was watching the screen after serving a pee. Yeah. I think that's about right there. He was off of the leaf. I was serving a pee after serving a pee. Wait, he was off of the leaf. I was watching the streets after serving a pee. I was watching the streets after serving a pee. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I think I gotta catch some of that. I gotta catch some of that lick back in there. He was off of the leaf. I was watching the streets after serving a pee. Damn. Literally. Definitely. God damn. Hold on there, brother, bro. That same P went off on the side and smoked this shit. That same P went off in the garbage and popped this pipe. Put a flame to a pipe. That same P slid off. That same P off in the garbage. Pipe to the pipe in a pipe with a light. With a light for his pipe. That same P slid off in the garbage. Pipe to the light to the pipe. That same P slid off. That same P went off in the garbage, put light to a pipe. Man. Hold on. Let's see. Y'all niggas seen me. What up, man? What up, G? Like, what up, G? Like, what's up, G? Y'all niggas seen me. What up, blind? Like, what's up, G? That y'all niggas see me. What up? Y'all niggas see me. What up? Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? What's up, G? Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? Like, what's up, G? Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? Like, what's up, G? Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? Like, what's up, G? Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? Like, what's up, G? Hey, G, like, hey, G, like, hey, G. Y'all niggas see me. What up, blind? Like, hey, G. That P just went off in the garbage, smoked pipe to the light. That P just went in the garbage. He put a pipe to the light. Hold on. Y'all niggas seen me. What up, blind? Like, hey, G. And a young nigga seen me. What up? And a young nigga seen me. What up, blind? Like, hey, G. And a young nigga see me. What up, blind? Like, hey, G. And a young nigga said, what up, blind? Like, hey, G. Hold on, I'm gonna delete that, but I'm gonna see what that sound like first. Hold on. Hold on, that might be right. That same P, whenever that garbage, to the light. That same P, he off in the garbage, pipe to the light. That same P, off in the garbage, light to the pipe. That same P, off in the garbage, light to his pipe. That same P, off in the garbage, with light to his pipe. That P right there, he went in the garbage, with light to his pipe. That P right there, he put light to his pipe. I just showed him that shit. I just wrote him that shit. Hold on. That P right there, he just went in the garbage, put a light to his pipe. I just showed him that. I just saw them that drunk. He just drunk to the night. We gonna walk through the night. I just saw them there to the. I just saw them there rocking a rock. I just saw them a rocking a rock. So we gonna get through the night. I just saw them there rocking a. I just saw them there rocking a light so we can get to the night. Woo! I just saw them there rocking a light so we can get through the night. Man, I might just wasn't name that. I just sold him that rock and up. I just sold him that rock and up. I just sold him that rock. I just sold him that rock. I just sold him that rock and a rock. So we can get through the. Damn. I just sold him that rock. I had rock, but he can get through the night. So he can walk through the night. I just sold him that rock and a. I just sold him that rock. I had rock, so he can walk through the night. So he can get through the night. I just sold him that rock and a rock. I just sold him that rock. I just sold him that rock. I had rock, so he can through the night. I just sold him that rock. I had rock, so he can rock through the night. I just sold him that rock. I had rock, so he can get through the night. Hold on. Okay, say no more then. No more then. About. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say no more then. I gotta write that down. Damn. Shit. God. I was watching the streets after serving the P. After serving the P. After serving a P. Young niggas seen me like, what up, man? AG. That P right there just went in the garbage. Garbage and put light through his pipe. I just sold him that rock. Hold on. I just sold him that rock. Had rock so that he could get through the night. Okay, say no more then. Oh my. This motherfucker, goddamn it. Goddamn, do a on me long term so he can get through the night. Should I rock this motherfucker? Jello pudding. Hold on. Let's sold him that rock so that he can get through the night. Damn, hold on. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing, man. I just right there is with this pipe. Just sold him that rock so he can get through the night. Get through the night. Like, they walking from downtown or Jewtown. They walking from downtown, walking from Jewtown. They walking from downtown. Look up. They walking from downtown, walking from Jewtown, looking for. They walking from downtown, walking from Jewtown, looking for me. They walking, they walking from Mayton, walking from, they walking from Mayton, walking from Cullerton, looking for me. Shit like that. Woo! Walking from Western. Yeah, I think I might say that. I think I might say that. They walking from downtown, walking from Jewtown, looking for me. They walking from Mayton, walking from Western, looking for me. Literally. Hold on, wait. No, I'm gonna say that. They walking from downtown, walking from Jewtown, looking for me. They walking from Mayton, walking from Western, looking for me. Like I be everywhere. I'm everywhere on the street, everywhere on the. Woo! Hold on. Now I gotta get back to it. Wild on nigga, he wanna rob us. Wild young nigga on the block, he ready to rob some. Wild little nigga on the block, he ready to rob some. Woo! Shut it right there. He transitioning. Shut it right there. He was transitioning, thinking of some. Okay. I get it. Wild young nigga on the block, ready to rob some. Shorty right there, he transitioning, ready to think of some. Trying to think of some. Trying to think of some. Gotta redo that. Wild young nigga on the block, talk about robbing some. Shorty right there, he transitioning, thinking up some. So I hit him with the leg. It was public housing. Where they came from. It was public housing. What they learned from. Where they learned from. Some shit like that. Hold on. It was public housing. Where they came from. It was public housing. They from uh it was public housing. Where they came from. It was public housing. Where they learned from. What they learned from. Hold on, I'm gonna delete that and redo that. See if I can get that. It was public housing. Where it came from. Hold on. It was public housing. Where they came from. It was public housing. Where they turned from. It's public housing. What they learned from. I think I'm. It's either where or whichever one. You know what I'm talking about? Real shit. It was public housing. Where they came from. It was public housing. What they learned from. Hold on. Let's see. See what that be like. That's what I said. He was sitting on a bench with a. When I said he was sitting on a bench with a hooker. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Should I say it the other way? It was public housing. What they learned from. It was public housing. Where they came from. I'm gonna delete that and see what it be like. See what it be like. It was public housing. What they learned from. It was public housing. Where they came from. So you wanted to set out was allow. So you understand who was setting you understand what was going on. Well, you understand that you understand what was the so you have the right of the understand you have to understand what is understand you understand what you understand what they be talking about. So you don't understand you understand what are we talking about. So you ever do come back around to understand what they was understand. Understand what it was talking about. You ever do come back and tell me or understand what we talking about? I was yeah. I understand what they was talking about. You ever do him talk paper and this? You understand why? Then you ever do come around? They will understand why they be talking. Understand why they was talking. You understand why they was talking. That he had him and nothing in his pocket. It was empty out. No longer that. If you so if you ever do if you if you never did understand why they was talking that. So if you never do understand why they was talking that his pocket is so if you never do understand why they was talking that yours so if you never do understand what they was talking so if you never do understand why they was talking so if you never do understand why they was talking that understand that they were none understand that they didn't have none. So if you ever do understand or not understand that, no. I tried to catch that motherfucker. I just had it. Literally. So if you never do understand why they was talking there, understand they never had none. They wasn't having none at the time. I wouldn't say they never had none. They just ain't having none at the time. They ready to get that up to my. If you never do understand why they was talking there, understand they ain't gonna have. They wasn't having none. So you ever do so if you never do understand why they was talking that. So if you never do understand why they was talking that. So if you never do understand why they was talking that, understand they wasn't having none. One recording. Silly man. So if you ever do never do understand why they was talking that, understand they. Or you never do understand why they was talking that, understand they wasn't having none. All right, say no more then. Shitting me. So if you never do understand why they was talking that, understand they wasn't having none. Say that twice. Say that twice. So if you never do understand why they was talking that, understand they wasn't having none. So if you never do understand why they was talking that, understand you can get bum. You understand you can get raw. You can get took, son. So understand you can get took, son. So if you never do understand why they was talking that, understand you can get took, son. God damn. Hold on. I might keep that and then keep that. Keep. So if you never do understand why they was talking there, understand you can get took, son. I'm gonna write that down one time. So if you never do understand why they was talking there, understand you can get took, son. So if you never do understand why they were talking there, understand you can get why I. Damn. Sheesh. So if you never do understand why they was talking there, understand they wasn't having none. So if you never do understand why they was talking there, understand you can get took, son. Let's see what that be like. Saving. Should I go through all of them like that? Yeah. The chairman travel, see. German trafficking. I remember one Mexican had told me it was German trafficking. One of them was in a joint. And remember one of the Mexican had told me they into hermit trafficking. I mean, one little Mexican had told me, man, they was into okay. I mean, one Mexican had told me, man, they was into hermit trafficking. And that's when y'all nigga, damn near had joined them. I remember one little Mexican asked me, man, human trafficking. I remember one little Mexican told me, man, we into human trafficking. I remember one little Mexican told me, man, we into human trafficking. Nah, I ain't gonna go off like that, shorty. I gotta stick to what I'm doing. Silly man. Hold on. Was publicly known. It's really publicly known on the Project Homes. It's really publicly known if you from them Project Homes. Sure, it's really publicly known if you from them Project Homes. If you from public homes. If you on them public homes. It's really publicly known if you from them public homes. It's really publicly known if you from them housing homes. It's really publicly known if you from them housing homes. When you from them housing homes. It's really publicly known if we housing home. Even if you still alone. Yeah, niggas gonna be around you even though you still alone. Niggas always around though, even though you still alone. Niggas always around you even though you still alone. It's really publicly known if you from them public homes. Niggas always around you even though you all alone. Sheesh. Let me see some. From them housing homes, motherfucker. It's really publicly known if you from them housing homes. Still always alone. It's niggas always around you, even though you all alone. It's really publicly known when you from them housing homes. There's niggas always around you, even though you all alone. It's really publicly known when you from them housing homes. It's niggas always around you, even though you all alone. Shit like that. Let me put that right there just in case. Mammy screaming this, mammy screaming that. Daddy ass gone. What up? You been long? Like, mammy screaming this, mammy screaming that. Your mama be screaming this, your mammy be screaming that. Let's get that. Let me catch that. Let me catch that. Your mama be screaming this, your mama be screaming that. I gotta catch that back again. Your daddy this and that. Your mama be screaming this, your daddy this and that. Your mama be screaming this, your daddy this and that. Your mama be screaming this, your daddy this and that. I don't know now. That's the young motherfuckers. I got that. Let me see something real quick. Young nigga finally hit the streets. He have a life attack. Young nigga finally hit the streets. That sounds silly as hell, man. Hold on. I might delete all of that. Finally hit the streets. He have a life attack. Young nigga finally hit the streets. Delete, 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 delete. That it. Anything else out of that? It's troubling. Face. All right, say no more then.